Ultimately, the Great Filter hypothesis should serve as a wake-up call. It reminds us that if detectable civilizations are indeed rare, perhaps because many self-destruct before reaching advanced spacefaring stages, then we must be vigilant in safeguarding our own survival. In essence, if we are alone in the Milky Way, our failure to overcome our own challenges could extinguish the candle of consciousness in our galaxy forever.
I think it was Carl Sagan again who argued, if a civilization like ours becomes a spacefaring civilization, so multiplanetary and then interstellar, then you have to have solved these problems that cause us to be violent, predatory. And so he suggested that as you make progress and become more powerful and navigate these problems, as we said, these filters that may lie in the future, so you have to, for example, learn to get on as a planet, as a civilization, as one civilization on one planet, in order to flourish and to go out to the stars. So he would argue that, I think he did argue that maybe these other civilizations would have solved this problem. And so they would not expect a violent sort of interstellar, a violent civilization to come in, as you see in science fiction films, and try to take over everything, because violent civilizations like that don't really solve the problems that are necessary to build interstellar spacecraft. That's what. Now, whether he's right, it's maybe he's being optimistic. The power of the Fermi paradox, ultimately, it's not dogmatic. It's the opposite of being dogmatic. It's saying, given that we have not yet observed anyone, what might the reasons be? And that's an interesting exercise. But it's not to say there isn't anybody out there. It's to say there's an observation here that we don't see anyone at the moment. So why might that be? So you're right, it might be everyone hides, or it might be that given what we know about the history of life on Earth, it's just very rare that complex living things emerge. Professor Brian Cox, Horizons, a 21st century space odyssey, live on stage.